So let's just settle ourselves into our meditation position. So Marion and I have been in the car for about 2 hours today. We went up to Healdsburg to look at them building a very beautiful place up there. It's a Quaker-owned and Zen Center-owned facility for people going through the aging process, and people as young as 60 are kind of moving in there. It's going to be open in November, but they have, it ranges from retirees all the way through end of life. So some people will be spending the next 20 years up there. Yeah, and it's Buddhist based. So it's I think probably the first facility of its type in this area. I don't know. And yeah, so very interesting. And the staff are asked to, because it's Zen, and the staff are asked to meditate before they start work. And we went into their little gompa, their staff gompa, and there's this huge statue of a Japanese version of Avalokiteshvara. It was very interesting, wooden, and it was donated to them by someone. But anyway, so that's what we've been doing today. We took Judith up, who's almost 90, and very interesting. So that's what we've been up. So we've been sitting in the car in traffic. So doing some more sitting now. So just check your posture and feet flat on the ground if you are sitting at your desk. And really try and feel a connection to the earth, and the shoulders aligned with the hips, and just lengthen your spine. Take a nice deep breath and just relax. And from the crown of the head all the way down to the feet. Just imagine the body releasing at the same time you're lengthening the spine. And feel the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. So some people might be noticing it more strongly as they inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Some people might feel it, the rising and the falling of the chest, or the rising and the falling of the belly. And if you're wearing a belt or some kind, you've just had dinner, you might be experiencing that. And just settle the mind. If there are any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to follow them with the mind. And then just notice the thoughts as they're arising. So your thoughts, if you wish, you can categorize them just as a way of taking a step back, putting some space in between them. So you can say to yourself, I'm thinking. I'm future tripping. I'm planning. One of the things they talk about a lot about is being present. This is one good thing about focusing our attention on the soles of the feet, brings us back. And just keep remembering to breathe. I think also too, if we are sitting in front of a computer, I just keep hearing that, sometimes we don't breathe quite correctly when we're sitting in front of a computer. So in most of our Dharma teachings, meditation practice, a lot of it's online now. So it's really important to remember to be aware of the breath. So we put ourselves on the bank of our river and just watch that river flowing on by. And so just try and notice the quality of the river, quality of the water. Is the water flowing quickly? Is it calm on the surface and kind of very busy underneath? Is it clear? Is it muddy? Is there debris there? And just place ourselves on the bank of the river. Place yourself there and just know that while you're sitting on the bank, you're free from the river. So let's just bring to mind Kadrala's advice after Rinpoche had passed to think about impermanence and to think about developing bodhicitta. So this very, very short, very tiny, very easy little meditation we've been doing, it's equanimity. The equanimity is the first step in developing bodhicitta in the Lamrim. And it also does contain some little bit of a teaching of impermanence. So we have our friends, the very dear ones, our loved beloveds. And then we have those people we don't necessarily like that much. And then we have our strangers. And here's the impermanence. These relationships change, can change in our lives. So that enemy could become a really, really dear friend. More likely, often strangers are the ones that become very, very dear friends. But it can all change around according to our karma, according to our karma. And then in terms of equanimity, let's try and even it all out and just think of all these people as they're the same as us. When it comes down to it, we all want to be happy. We just all have different ways of going about it. We all want to be free from suffering. We all have different ways of going about avoiding things in order to not suffer. And then we all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. Yes, even those people who we don't like. Some politicians we might be seeing in the news. How on earth? However, if we're to follow the teachings, they all have the same potential. Just might not be going in that direction right now. So then we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. Maybe you can think that perhaps all the people who are involved in politics right now, or acts of war, thinking about violence, to turn their minds the other way. Somehow soften their hearts. So I think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart anything I've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of your body and your speech. Then you can regret all in general. And we're regretting based on the logic of karma. So anything we experience is due to our past karma, our past actions. Having harmed others, we will experience suffering in the future. So it makes sense to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we just think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and just think I'm sick of this suffering. And then what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So we think about refuge, power of reliance, and we rely upon the Buddha Vajrasattva, who has the methods that we can use to purify. So we're seeing Vajrasattva more as a doctor. We're relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And you can also imagine he's your teacher, manifesting in this form for your benefit. He's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a sweet red mouth. He has beautiful eyes, beautiful face, radiant, full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. And he's sitting on a lotus and a moon cushion. And he has his arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, and which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And they're crossed, and this represents the union of the two. And this symbolizes enlightenment. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood, so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then just a very brief consideration of compassion and developing compassion. So just a wish for the people who've harmed you and you have harmed to be free from suffering. So we start with a remedy. And the remedy, the first thing we start with is the body, purifying the body. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around, enters your crown, and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Didu Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Didu Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Didu Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Excuse me. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Didu Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. And the next is a purification of speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And the next is the mind, purifying the mind. And Vajrasattva, again, very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just as when you walk into a room and flick on a switch, that dispels the darkness, same as when the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Te. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, this is the cause of our suffering, our delusions, and why we harm others with our body and our speech. Just imagine it's all completely purified, gone. And now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love, wisdom, kindness, compassion. We're full of bliss. So next is the imprints of negative energy of the body, speech, and mind. And just imagine that this is completely eradicated when Vajrasattva sends light and nectar. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sitokaya Mebawa Sipokaya Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And so we've come to the quite crucial part of the practice, and this is a determination, a resolve, a decision we make to try and refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. First of all, rejoice in your efforts, and then think of something that you want to keep working on or would like to work on, and give yourself a reasonable timeline. Maybe it's only going to be a minute. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think my Guru's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So Rinpoche recommended to meditate a little bit on emptiness at the end of any practice. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. Even if the only thing you understand about emptiness is that word. So we can think about all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And the way things appear to us may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, any positive energy you've created during this practice to all living beings. And also I'd like to think of my friend's friend Tina, who is in San Francisco hospital right now having a double lung transplant. Can't imagine. So may all the virtuous karma created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Oh, that's beautiful, whoever did that. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. What a lovely photo. Oh, Rinpoche. Peerless teacher, an assembly of children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratikya Buddhas, victorious Losang father and sons, together with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of the infinite lands, please now bestow the virtue and goodness to accomplish this prayer here and now, holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice. You wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable, venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings you suddenly departed for peace, what a great loss. Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels, and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. And for Lama Ursel, he doesn't like to be called Lama these days because he said he isn't a Lama. But anyway, and he's not ordained either. So we probably should be saying Venerable One. But anyway, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors of those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family for far distant land, we make this request. Oh, Lama, please live long. And forget Geshe. Beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody, I managed to catch up with the timing. So tomorrow afternoon, we're doing a puja, Guru Puja.